Hey guys, what's going on? Jake here, and welcome back to another episode of the F124 Driver Career Mode. So we are here, finally back today for round 5. And last time out, round 4, the Imola Grand Prix. I think we were in the lead, and then the rain started to fall. We had a 3-second penalty. Our gap was diminished in that transition period. We boxed a lap later than we should have, and we had that 3-second penalty. And in the end, that cost us a race win by 7 tenths after I'd overtaken everyone with 2 laps. Within 2 laps, I'd overtaken everyone after making the extra pit stop whilst they were all on dries, and it still just wasn't enough. But today, we have the Canadian Grand Prix, which is normally a track where I have quite a lot of pace around. So I'm actually quietly confident and looking forward to today's Grand Prix. So we managed to do all of our practice programs in the first 2 sessions. So we simmed the first one because it was a wet session, and then moved forward into the second one, did quali and race strategy, and in the end that was enough to get us all of our practice programs done. So straight into quali we go. And yeah, I mean, I think I should probably address why, because I had a stint where I was uploading loads and loads of videos over like the past week or so. But yeah, as I said, started work, so it's just kind of like been finding my feet there. So I've just found my feet. I've been finding it, and now it's the weekend. Obviously, I've got time off, so that's why I'm uploading this video now. But in the future, I will probably look to get 2 out a week. Maybe a different kind of video out a week as well. So yeah, I mean, that's where I've been, and that I'm just going to try and get 2 or 3 videos out a week from now on, now that we're kind of settled in and getting used to things. But yeah, 8 thousandths quicker than Max Verstappen in Q1 with a pretty average lap time. I think that was like a 1:08.8 or something. And as you can see, we're doing full laps. Like, you can clearly see that I'm showing you full laps, and clearly, and you can see how short this video is. Am I trying to flesh the video out? Are we going to get a 3rd mechanical retirement in the first 5 races of the season? I mean, it's on low frequency, so you'd hope not, and I've already had 2. Most people on regular frequency, or high frequency, or standard, or whatever it is, normally only get like 2 or 3 a season at most. If I get 3 in the first 5 races, I'll be 1, annoyed, and 2, just frankly quite disappointed. So but yeah, Lando Norris setting a 1:08.4 in this session. Can we look to clap back on that lap time? He's currently the fastest, but we have just set a purple middle sector, which isn't normally my strongest sector around this track. But as you can clearly see, this has been quite a solid lap. And up to the final chicane, which will make or break this lap. As you can see, we take it quite nicely, and up to the line we come. Are we going to go quicker than Max and Lando? Yes, we are, with a 1:08.3, which means by the end of the session, obviously only a few drivers go out to do another lap from the top 10, and we finish a 10th ahead of Max Verstappen. And now it's into Q3, and coming towards the end of our first lap in Q3, we set a 1:08.8 in Q1, a 1:08.3 in Q2, and then in this first lap of Q3, where we should be going quicker on a fresh set of tyres, a 1:08.7. So we need to try and get pole position. When I said that I had pace around the circuit, guys, I meant it. Even with a poor final corner and not my best final sector, we get pole by a 10.5. And Fernando Alonso, after being, honestly, lower top 10 the whole of quali, has managed to get himself on the second row of the grid, P3, with Lando Norris, which is, you know what, Fernando, fair play. So yeah, we're starting on pole. alongside Max Verstappen, and if we're going to claw back in this championship after 2 retirements, both of which I was fighting Max for the lead, which means me and Max should probably be toe-to-toe right now, having P1 and P2 every race against each other. It's going to be a very simple strategy, as always. I'm starting to maybe not even want to show that anymore, because this is so boring now, but needs must. And yeah, Verstappen, I mean, if we're going to beat him in the championship, we need to stop retiring, first of all, mechanically. And then, nice grid slot, by the way. And then secondly, we need to start clawing back his advantages now in the championship, which is like 60 points over me. So, here we are for the Canadian Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Can we win and claw some advantage back on Verstappen in the championship? It's 5 lights out and away we go. And as always, we get a poor start. And Verstappen just sails past us, but we comfortably are able to keep P2, and we say that, and we slide wide there in turn 1, and here comes our teammate on the inside, Fernando Alonso. I'm sorry, Fernando, but like, I need to get after Verstappen, so I'm just going to squeeze Fernando out, who is on the inside, and we're able to keep ourselves in P2, but we've really cost ourselves, and Verstappen is 2 seconds up the road. Now that I'm in the groove, well, once I got in the groove of this Grand Prix, I think mine and Verstappen's pace was actually very similar. But obviously that mistake on lap 1 it cost me the DRS straight away, and now we're being attacked by our teammate, which means we're probably just going to keep losing more time, so we're just going to let him through instead. Not much we can do about Fernando, and we follow him for a few laps, and the gap doesn't really come down, it actually goes up. So even setting personal best lap times behind Fernando, he's still not quicker than Max, and Max pulls a second in a singular lap as we get caught up on a random glitchy curb. Cheers, EA. We get caught up on a random glitchy curb, and now we're battling Leclerc, but I know for a fact that you can't overtake me at all, inside or outside of this corner, because I can brake later, take a better line, and I'm straight onto the back of my teammate again. And yeah, when we come to this hairpin on the next lap, Leclerc this time goes up the inside, so we brake later and we go to give him room, but Leclerc doesn't even attempt the move. And in the end, going deep is going to allow Leclerc to come back and attack us again. This time, we opt to let him go on the inside, just maybe even proving that you can't overtake me on the inside or outside, and then we're straight on the back of Fernando Alonso through that final corner. That is where we gain a couple temps on the other drivers, and then we lose just a little, maybe half temps on exits of corners and stuff. That, like, to Verstappen, this is referencing, so... And we get to the time that by lap 7, Fernando's not doing enough. Max is now 4 seconds up the road, and it just seems like that unless I can get ahead of him, Fernando, and pull away, and maybe in the second stint, which is where I'm normally mega, catch Max, then we're going to be in trouble. And I've already caught Max by 4 attempts, actually. I've only caught... Well, I say that. I'd caught him by 4 attempts. It took me 4 laps to do so. And then I make one mistake, and now I've lost all of that time again. So, it's just simple little mistakes every lap that kept costing me and kept costing me position. And by lap 13, I've had enough of this little game of swaps, and the train's becoming too much. I want to try the undercut and maybe try get into the DRS of Max Verstappen. So, can we do it? Into the pit lane from, obviously, the mediums to the hard compound of tyres, and they will last, they always do. Can we get a good pit stop? If there's a mistake, we could be in trouble. Nope, pretty solid 2.4 pit stop. Out we come on these hard tyres. This is normally where I'm mega. On the hard tyres, as the fuel comes down, we normally have great consistent pace, which is normally very, very quick. So let's see what we can do. And myself and the team had planned to get out ahead of this gaggle of cars, and thanks to no mistakes in the pit stops, we are able to do so, but only just getting ahead of that group of cars. And it'll only take this one corner here to gain maybe almost a second, and we do check for damage there, but luckily none. It did pop up, so I thought maybe a little bit of damage, but luckily not. And now we're right onto the back of these cars. So let's see what we can do. So a few seconds a lap is being gained on the cars behind, and now that the pit stops are being made, I'm wondering to see if Max Verstappen is one of those who is pit. A Red Bull has boxed and is coming out clear into the lead as we go around the outside of Nico Hülkenberg, and it is Max Verstappen. Verstappen is coming out behind Yuki Tsunoda and Piastri, and we have gained 3 seconds on Max Verstappen with that undercut of only a few laps. And now he's stuck fighting Piastri and Tsunoda. Piastri on the hards. We get the switch back on Piastri, and now we've got a chance to attack honestly the man who's currently dominating the championship in the first 4 rounds, Max Verstappen, as we go down the inside and take the lead on lap 18. That is superb. And Alonso has joined us as well now, as you will see. He's now overtaken Piastri and he's only a second behind us. Verstappen does get us back, probably on that back straight where I keep having that poor exit. It's either, that corner's a make or break in the race. You either lose 3 tenths of that corner a lap, or you gain a tenth a lap at that corner. So, and you know, the exit compared to the AI is not great, so the AI has been easily overtaking me there. But every time they do that, we're able to get them back on this straight. And as you can see now, Fernando Alonso is within our DRS and is now right behind us, Leclerc 2 seconds back, as we're going to send it down the inside of Verstappen. I want to be the lead driver here. I don't know why I want to be the lead driver, but I'm worried that any mistake I make will now cost me to fall behind Alonso, and I think Alonso will probably hold me up. But we're on a good lap here. A small mistake in that little hairpin costs me a good exit, and we run a bit wide. I say we run a bit wide. I was a little bit lazy and kind of just forgot to turn. But here comes Verstappen looking to retake the lead with 15 laps to go. Are we going to defend it from Max? Yes, we do, sending it back down the inside, giving Max enough room. He almost hits us, nudges us into the wall there. And now we're going to try and see if we can get Fernando Alonso to come through and take P2. If we can do this, yeah, it didn't work. Verstappen immediately squeezed him out and then got me back at the same place again. But lap 24 now, Leclerc and Alonso started to fight, and we were able to create a gap to the cars behind. And now on lap 25, we can potentially retake the lead of this Grand Prix. We now have 2.5 seconds to Leclerc and Alonso. And if we just keep working simultaneously with Verstappen, we will keep P2 at a minimum. And it will once again be myself and Verstappen fighting for the lead. So, let's see what we can do as we overtake Verstappen to take the lead. And on lap 27, it looks like we could be under threat from the Dutchman here. The gap is now 3 seconds to Leclerc and my teammate. This is a good omen. We should be top 2 in this race. And we're setting personal best sectors every single lap. But here comes Max Verstappen. And he just flies past us and nothing really we can do. But there's only 7 laps to go. We will try stick with Verstappen. Especially when we're doing sectors like this. We could win this race very comfortably as long as we sit behind Verstappen up until the last lap and then look to re-overtake. We could even re-overtake him here if needs be. Oh, you're just... No. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Bravo. Bravo, F124. Low fault frequency. 5 rounds into the season. This Mercedes power unit has blown up on me 3 times in 5 races. 3 times in 5 races. And those 3 retirements were times I was fighting for the lead. Mador, chat. Mador. Or, I don't know.
Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
There's still a long way to go, but these kinds of victories and that kind of consistency is what it takes to get to the end.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
And again, Verstappen wins after I retire. 3 times this season that's happened. Australia, I undercut him as I was retiring from the race. There I was in a battle for the lead with him. And then I was fighting actually more my teammate in Miami, but I'm still on for P2. And it's really just ruined this championship because we're now 90 points behind Red Bull. And we're now behind Ferrari. And in the drivers, Alonso's overtaken me. He's finished all of the races and has only just overtaken me, by the way. It's stupid. Like, we are now 66 points off Max Verstappen in the World Championship. Yeah, cool. Talk about trying to hinder me at any point possible, game. Thank you very much. And we keep losing rating. At this point, we're not even going to get a contract. And you know what? Maybe I don't even want one. And it's a 3rd different component. It's not like, you know, this is the same component that's a bit faulty because we haven't upgraded it. This is 3 different components, man. yeah, I mean, we've got to look on the brighter side, though. The next race is Spain, which is not a good one for me, so can't wait to probably retire from that one too through frustration. And then we have Austria, and we have a good run of races, so hopefully we can claw back some of this championship lead that Verstappen has in the next few races, but Spain is going to be painful, and as you can see, a durability upgrade just went through, and we're going to have a quick little look at our durability and see how good it's the third best on the grid. We had the third best durability on the grid, yet I've retired 3 times in 5 races. Should have had P1 in Australia, should have had at least P2 or 3 in Miami, should have won Imola as well, let's not forget. And then Canada, I could have won as well. Brilliant. So that is going to be all for this episode, guys. Next time, as I said, will be the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's see if we can get Fernando Alonso a win potentially in his home race, his first win in like 20 years or something. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully it doesn't take another week.